A call for change after an elderly woman laid on the floor of a nursing home in Kansas City for an hour and no one came to check on her. She died a few weeks later, all because her niece says the state doesn't have enough inspectors, a problem advocates say is leaving many patients waiting to die.
This is kind of our little break spot right here.
It's not easy for Jennifer Hernandez to come out to this garden.
It's hard being out here without her here.
She and her great aunt, Joanne Cody, spent so many summers here.
One time we planted, I want to say 53 plants one Mother's Day weekend. She worked me pretty hard, so.
It's been 9 months since Joanne died. Her Kansas City area home is still filled with memories.
This is my aunt. And so I wanted to put an ode to the Chiefs because she would always say, "Go Chiefs." So I put it on here for her.
Joanne died in January at 95 years old. She lived a long, happy, and successful life, working to help develop and manage property at the Country Club Plaza in Kansas City, supporting her Chiefs, entertaining, and spending time with her family. It was all good until the end.
I had to watch her die in the worst way possible. Just extinguishing a light of one of the most amazing human beings I'll ever have in my life.
Hernandez says this video from inside Santa Marta Catholic Care Home in Olathe, where her aunt was staying, is shocking, sad, and heartbreaking. It shows Joanne fall out of bed, lying on the floor, unable to get up. It would be more than an hour before someone came in to check on her. Hernandez, who lives on the East Coast, installed the video camera, worried about the care at the home. She woke up in the middle of the night to check the video.
It's just absolutely soul-crushing to see somebody who cannot advocate for themselves, who's a totally vulnerable adult, in care, entrusted to people that I'm trusting, and being left on the floor.
And you slept for 2 hours?
It was over an hour. I'd have to get the exact timestamp, but I kind of blocked it out, to be honest, because it was so traumatizing. So I can only imagine how she felt.
Hernandez says this wasn't the only thing. These pictures show what she says happened. Hernandez says she would find her aunt with bruises, wearing dirty clothes, an eye infection that went untreated. Hernandez wrote emails, called, met with staff and administrators, begging them to follow the care plan set up for her aunt. She even called the state ombudsman, a state-run long-term care advocate for patients in adult care homes in Kansas.
We come in and we advocate for the residents' wishes, not for what everyone else thinks is in their best interest, but for what they really want.
Haley O'Doyne is the director for the program. She says her team steps in to work with care homes to keep patients safe. And if that doesn't work, the ombudsman calls for additional resources, reinforcements for accountability from the State Department of Aging.
We call upon the surveyors to use their authority to either cite that home with deficiencies. Sometimes there's fines and penalties. Sometimes there's criminal investigations in those really high escalated situations.
But when the ombudsman asks for a state surveyor or inspector, there's often a wait, sometimes up to more than a year.
If there's not enough of them to come on a timely basis, we have people just waiting and waiting.
In an email dated January 12th, just weeks before Joanne Cody died, the state ombudsman's office sent this email to the Kansas Department for Aging saying, "I don't normally reach out unless I believe state intervention is necessary, but I must bring a serious situation to your attention." It goes on to say about Joanne, the resident has fallen multiple times, and when Hernandez installed a camera, staff tampered with it. The email continued, "The resident is at serious risk due to the wellness director's actions. Given the urgency and seriousness of the issues, I believe this matter requires immediate attention." But the state inspector never came, and Joanne fell again, this time breaking her pelvis. Hernandez says her aunt suffered for days before she took her last breath.
And I was holding her hand when she died. And I'm so grateful for that. But she never should have gone out that way. This was preventable. I put my trust in the facility.
We really need those surveyors expanded. We need to find a way to develop that workforce.
Now Hernandez and Ordoin are advocating for more state inspectors. Ordoin went before a special committee this summer asking for change so no one has to die waiting.
But I can tell you right now, it's the little things that add up. It's something that's maybe not big right now, but left unattended to, it gets bigger, it gets bigger, it gets bigger. And this is where you'll see in the front page of the news, nursing home residents are left to die and the state never showed up.
I look at it when the nursing surveyors go in there, how can we help you versus how mean can we be and what can we find? We all need to be on the same team working for a common goal.
In July, the Kansas Department of Aging said it had 51 surveyor positions. 28 were empty. Now the state says it's reduced the number of surveyor positions to 36 and is using the salary savings to increase the starting pay for surveyors. It says the department now has 13 vacant positions.
How important is this to get these positions filled?
It is so vitally important. I mean, it literally is a matter of life and death. I truly believe that, because as we've seen in so many circumstances, if things are left unresolved, unaddressed, and no changes made, it can lead to shortening someone's lifespan because of either health complications, physical complications, or like I said, just emotionally, that loss of will to live.
This is just a little shadow box I made of some of my favorite pictures of my aunt. And of course, my little message to her, I love you to the moon and back.
Hernandez still wonders what if and why.
And not only did they break my trust, they broke my heart, and they caused my aunt to exit this earth in so much pain and suffering. It killed me to see it, and it's something I think about, and it's a trauma I think about every day.
The state finally did go inspect that care home in Olathe in August. Cody died in January, but it only cited it for one minor issue. The state says it's dedicated to the safety and well-being of residents in all licensed facilities. The care home, in the meantime, Santa Marta, says it can't talk specifically about Joanne Cody's case, but says it's sorry to hear of her niece's concerns regarding Cody's care. In a statement, the president and CEO said, "We take all concerns seriously and is committed to providing high-quality care to each resident."